What's been your welcome to Big Ten basketball moment so far? An area that kind of woke you up a little bit in the offseason?
I'd say the first time Carter Gilmore set a screen on me, that got my bell rung for sure. So.
Can you kind of break down the play? What kind of went on?
We were kind of in our zone. So we've been practicing a little zone, and I was at the top. So I'm, guarding one side and then turned to go to the other side, and he was right there, and I just got clobbered by him. So, but yeah, I'd say that was pretty early on in June, and there's a lot where just the physicality is, just a change.
What strides were you just kind of making your first year on campus, just in the weight room, or what you kind of maybe realized you needed to get better at real quick?
Yeah, I mean, the weight room has been the biggest part, I'd say. I've worked with Coach Schneid's a lot, and I put on probably 12 pounds or so, and still got a ways to go, obviously, but I'd say that, and just, defensively being in the right spot, stuff like that, and closing out under control, all those little defensive things that are valued here, I'd say just figuring that out.
And like Dan mentioned, you guys got a strong kind of leadership group, even though a lot of faces from last year aren't here, faces that were on the team when you committed and at one time probably thought you'd be playing with. But what do you think just of what you guys have in the locker room and how this thing's meshing together?
I've had years of
with a bunch of new transfers, true freshmen, and there's guys that kind of paid their dues here for a long time.
Yeah, I don't think there's been any
but I mean it's been great. I think everyone's
time where it wasn't like we all got along really well. I think it's been since the first couple weeks we've been here. Just we've done everything as a team. All became really good friends. Whether we were here last year, whether we're freshmen, whether fifth year here like Steve and Gilly. We just blended really well as a team, and I think we're all really lucky to be a part of it.
Who's the best Lakeville Badger out of the four? Or who will be the best?
I don't know. That's hard. The best, I got to go with Tyler Wall. That's my hero growing up. But I'd like to say I could be the best.
What kind of gives you that confidence?
I'd say my high school career compared to theirs could be put up to, obviously I think Nate might be ahead. I think he's ahead of me by 10 points all time at Lakeville, but I think, I don't know, I just have some confidence in myself.
You're obviously a guy that I think the staff, it's fair to say they're expecting you to develop down the road versus maybe a guy that was counted on early.
Yeah.
What type of challenge do you think that's going to be for you going for the career you had at high school where you always got the ball in your hands? Okay, I got to work behind the scenes for maybe up to a couple of years before I unleash my full potential of what I could be.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to be too hard for me. I've always been someone who I just want to win, and whether that's what I do in practice, whether I get on the floor, whatever it is, it's just I've kind of always been wired that way. In AAU, I played with some really good players, and been put in some roles that I'm not used to, and I think I've always tried to just kind of put my head down and do what I'm supposed to do to help the team win. So.
I don't want to box you into a corner, but guys like what you just said are few and far between in this game now. If they don't get what they want immediately, they kind of seek greener pastures elsewhere. Maybe where were you instilled with that kind of blue collar work ethic to say, okay, if I don't play year one, it's not the end of the world. I'm more worried about the process than I am about anything else.
I'd say my parents I've always been kind of taught, you got to work for what you earn, and my parents and my high school coach too. When I was a freshman in high school, I was kind of in the same boat, undersized.
It's been
played with a lot of older guys, and I had to, go out there and try to do different things, take charge. That's why I learned how to take charges was that year, and just doing little things like that. I'd say my high school coach, my parents, kind of taught that to me.